The British royal family has always fascinated people, with all sorts of gossip and speculation swirling around about what goes on behind those palace doors. But no one saw coming to the jaw-dropping revelation from Prince William's son, George. At just 11 years old, he's shared some thoughts that have everyone buzzing. What has young Prince George let slip? What's it really like to grow up in such a famous family, and how might his unique upbringing shape his future as a king? Let's dive into this captivating story and discover the surprising truth about Prince George's life. Prince William was born on June 21, 1982, as the first child of King Charles III and the late Princess Diana. From a young age, his life has been a whirlwind of royal duties and responsibilities. While he grew up in the royal spotlight, his childhood also had its fair share of challenges. He attended Weatherby School and Eton College, where he mingled with other kids who had no clue he was a prince. This was especially important given his parents' rocky divorce in 1996 and the tragic loss of his mother in 1997. These experiences helped shape his resilience and empathy, qualities he would later need as a father to Prince George. When it comes to royal upbringing, William's childhood stands out. Traditionally, royal children like Queen Elizabeth II and her son Prince Charles lived quite isolated lives. For instance, young Elizabeth was kept away from the public eye to learn about responsibility in private, while Charles was raised primarily by nannies and tutors due to his parents' busy royal schedules. However, William was one of the first royals to have a more modern upbringing, thanks in large part to Princess Diana. She's remembered as a loving mother who made sure William and Harry experienced life outside the palace. She would take them to homeless shelters and even hop on a bus, teaching them the importance of connecting with everyday people. This modern approach to parenting has influenced how William raises his own kids today. Alongside Kate Middleton, he's focused on preparing George for his future royal duties, while also ensuring he enjoys a well-rounded childhood. They're making sure George gets to experience ordinary things, all while keeping in mind the royal responsibilities that lie ahead for him as a future monarch. In 2006, Prince William kicked off his training at the Royal Military Academy in Sandhurst. He was eager to serve in Iraq, but military officials advised against it, worrying that he and Prince Harry could become targets and put British forces at risk. Meanwhile, Harry did serve 2 tours in Afghanistan, raising questions about how much danger they both faced as potential targets. By 2008, William was off to the Royal Air Force and the Royal Navy to get a taste of all 3 main branches of the military. In 2010, he trained as a helicopter pilot for the RAF's Search and Rescue Force in Wales. By the time he finished his stint in the military in September 2013, he had flown over 150 operations. From July 2015 to July 2017, he worked as an air ambulance pilot, demonstrating his commitment to serving the public. His military experience not only equipped him with valuable skills, but also instilled in him a sense of duty that he's now passing on to his son, Prince George. After stepping back from active duty in 2013, William dedicated himself fully to royal charities and campaigns focused on mental health, wildlife protection, and supporting emergency services. He's passionate about making a positive impact on society. As he embraced fatherhood with Kate Middleton, raising their 3 kids, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, he aimed to create a safe and comfortable environment for them, while also shielding them from excessive media attention. William is already preparing George for the challenges that come with being a future king. While he and Catherine juggle their royal duties, they're gradually introducing George to official responsibilities. They're careful to strike a balance, making sure family vacations remain private and reporters are kept at bay. However, George's public exposure is increasing, drawing comparisons to the pressure William faced as a young heir to the throne. William's experiences and values play a huge role in shaping George's understanding of what it means to be king. With a hands-on approach and a focus on duty, William is ensuring that George is well equipped for the responsibilities that lie ahead. How do you think this blend of traditional royal upbringing and modern parenting will influence George as he steps into his future role? Lately, everyone's been buzzing about Prince William's eldest, Prince George, especially since he's just hit the big 1-1, and there's been some exciting news about his role in the royal family. This has led to some interesting chats about the kind of pressures and expectations that come with being a future heir. William and Kate Middleton are working hard to make George's transition into royal duties as smooth as possible. Kate really believes in keeping the lines of communication open, so George feels comfortable talking about what it means to be in the royal spotlight. Raising kids in the public eye can be pretty tricky, and it's not lost on people how much pressure comes with it. On top of that, the royal family has had to navigate some serious challenges lately, including Kate's recent battle with cancer and some health worries surrounding King Charles III. During all this upheaval, William has shown a strong commitment to creating a loving and stable home for his kids, balancing royal traditions with a more modern parenting style. As George's future becomes more entwined with the monarchy, there are some differing opinions between William and Kate about his education. William, who went to Eton College, seems to think George should follow that same path. On the other hand, Kate isn't so sure about sending him to a traditional boarding school. This debate highlights the ongoing clash between keeping the monarchy's traditions alive and moving with the times. George's schooling has stirred up quite a buzz among the public. Some folks think that if he ends up at one of the top schools, it'll only make the royal family seem more elitist, which goes against their efforts to appear more relatable. Others are on board with the idea, believing it's important for George to uphold the royal identity. This debate has sparked conversations about what the monarchy's role should be in today's world. As Prince William guides George from childhood into adulthood, he's really focused on helping him learn to be kind, humble, and to have empathy for others. Balancing personal experiences with public expectations is no easy feat for William, especially as he tries to prepare his kids for future challenges. With Kate by his side, they represent a mix of the traditional royal image while also embracing more modern values. As George gets ready to take on more royal duties in the coming years, he'll definitely need his dad's support to tackle the complex issues that come with royal life. Together, they'll work on figuring out how to blend their extraordinary lives with the ordinary moments that bring happiness. Now, at 11 years old, George is second in line for the British throne. While that sounds exciting and freeing, it also comes with a lot of responsibility. As the firstborn son of Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, George is living up to expectations. But being a royal means that his life has been closely watched by the public and the media since day one. George was born on July 22, 2013, marking a special moment in history. He's the first in many generations to have 3 direct heirs to the throne alive at the same time: him, his dad William, and his granddad Charles. From the moment he was born at St. Mary's Hospital in London, the people of the Commonwealth fell in love with him. The spotlight on George's early years really sets him apart from previous royals. In the past, royal kids like Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Charles were kept out of the public eye until they were grown up. Elizabeth spent a lot of her childhood privately, focusing on her sense of duty, while Charles was raised by nannies and tutors who were preparing him for his future role. In contrast, George has been in the limelight since he was little. His early months were spent in Anglesey, Wales, before the family moved to Kensington Palace in 2014. At just 9 months old, he went on his first royal tour to New Zealand and Australia, where he quickly became the star of the show. This early exposure, along with today's non-stop media coverage, has really accelerated his entry into royal life. As George has grown up, he started his formal education at Wetherby Nursery School in January 2016, before moving on to Thomas's School in Battersea in September 2017. There, he was known as George Cambridge. By September 2022, he and his siblings were enrolled at Lambrook School in Berkshire. William is keen on balancing royal expectations with a loving and secure environment for George, aiming to lay a strong foundation before he fully steps into the public eye. William and Kate's parenting style blends royal traditions with modernity, showing they respect their duties but also want George to have a normal childhood. It's a tricky balance. For instance, we can all chuckle at the memory of young George greeting former President Barack Obama and Michelle Obama at Kensington Palace while wearing a bathrobe. That moment really highlighted the innocent side of being a kid and offered a glimpse into the relaxed everyday aspects of royal life that his parents work hard to protect. Of course, George's royal upbringing isn't without its challenges. Lately, he's been more in the public eye, taking part in events like the Trooping the Color ceremony and serving as a page boy at King Charles III's coronation. These experiences show he's stepping into his role as a public figure. However, William and Kate do everything they can to keep his identity safe and shield him from too much scrutiny. As each day goes by, George is expected to take on more responsibilities, and with that, he's slowly becoming more aware of his unique position in the world. People in the public eye have voiced their concerns about the pressures facing Prince George. Some critics point out that while he's steeped in royal tradition, the constant attention can be overwhelming for a young mind and heart. Royal experts like Robert Lacey have commented on how George is being groomed for his future role, but they also acknowledge the relentless media scrutiny complicating this journey. The tension between his private family life and his public responsibilities is very real, with some observers finding his constant exposure quite troubling. The royal family's attempts to seem relatable often clash with traditional practices, which has been particularly clear in recent discussions about George's education and future responsibilities. William and Kate have a tricky balancing act to perform, trying to mix tradition with modernity. While some people applaud their efforts to update the monarchy, others worry that the pressures might impact George's growth and development. As George heads into his teenage years, he'll face a range of challenges that come with his royal and unique upbringing. It's no surprise that many of the issues William faced in his own childhood and adolescence, spent largely under the watchful eye of the public, echo in George's life too. William has made it clear that he values raising his kids with principles of compassion and care, striving to keep them away from unnecessary media exposure while preparing them for their royal duties. Together with Catherine, he aims to create a loving home environment that harmonizes family values with the obligations of royal life. As Prince George continues to grow, he represents both the legacy of his lineage and the challenges that come with being a modern royal. His journey is a gentle reminder that beneath all the titles and crowns, he's just a young boy navigating the ups and downs of childhood within the extraordinary context of the British monarchy. At just 11 years old, Prince George is at a pivotal moment in his life, gradually stepping into the early duties of a royal prince. Recently, he's been in the spotlight during events like the Trooping the Color Parade and serving as a page of honor at King Charles III's coronation. These ceremonial moments are specially designed to help him get used to the expectations that come with being second in line to the throne, all while being backed by his family. One important part of George's transition involves royal protocols, such as the rule that requires heirs to travel separately for security reasons. This rule really highlights the weight of his future responsibilities and the need for continuity in the monarchy. Prince William and Princess Kate are taking a balanced approach to George's unique upbringing, mixing modern parenting with royal traditions. Their goal is to give him a childhood filled with regular experiences while gradually introducing him to his public duties. This modern way of parenting shows William and Kate's commitment to blending the demands of royal life with today's values, helping George understand his role within a supportive family environment. The royal family has also had its share of personal challenges lately, with health issues affecting both Kate and King Charles III, who just made his first public appearance after his diagnosis. These experiences highlight the importance of resilience within the family and give George a real-life lesson in balancing private struggles with public responsibilities. As Prince George takes on more royal duties, the world is watching closely, not just because of his future as king, but to see how he navigates the tricky balance between royal traditions and modern values. His journey reflects the evolving British monarchy, where royal duty and contemporary ideals come together, paving a unique and meaningful path forward. At just 11 years old, Prince George stands at a pivotal crossroads, navigating the delicate balance between childhood innocence and the heavy expectations of royal duty. His recent public appearances and acknowledgement of his future role within the monarchy signify a gradual transition into the responsibilities that come with being second in line to the throne. This shift from private life to public duty underscores the careful preparation by his parents, Prince William and Kate Middleton, as they guide him through these formative stages of royal life. Public sentiment toward the monarchy is evolving, especially among younger generations. Recent polls by YouGov reveal that while nearly half of the British population continues to support the monarchy, a growing number of younger individuals are questioning its relevance. approximately 43% of those aged 18 to 24 now prefer an elected head of state over a hereditary monarch, reflecting a desire for modernization and transparency. This widening divide presents a challenge for the royal family as they work to maintain public support amid a rapidly changing societal landscape. For Prince George, these societal shifts and the expectations placed upon him will significantly shape his future role. As he becomes increasingly involved in prominent royal events, he is gradually acclimated to the responsibilities of royal life. However, these privileges come with strict protocols, such as the requirement for heirs to travel separately from their families and restrictions on personal freedoms, including limitations on signing autographs. These regulations, designed to uphold the integrity of the monarchy, will undoubtedly impose sacrifices on George as he matures. Now let's delve into the intriguing challenges that await Prince George as he prepares for his future role as king. These challenges could very well shape him into a more modern and relatable monarch. As Prince George matures under the royal spotlight, public curiosity intensifies about the kind of king he is destined to become. With the continued evolution of modern monarchies and the adaptation of the British royal family, there's much speculation regarding how a young boy like George might one day rule. The most realistic preparation for Prince George's reign may lie in the ongoing processes of modernization initiated by his father, Prince William, and grandfather, King Charles III. Both William and Charles have expressed a desire to streamline the royal family, focusing on a close-knit core of members. King Charles has already taken significant steps to reduce royal expenditures and limit public funding for certain royal activities. Similarly, Prince William has championed efforts to make the monarchy more accessible and relatable, as exemplified by his charitable work on mental health, climate change, and emergency services. Prince George has the potential to carry this legacy forward by aligning his reign with contemporary values, promoting transparency, inclusivity, and a stronger emphasis on humanitarian initiatives. However, the extent to which he will embrace these changes remains speculative. Will he advocate for more significant reforms within the monarchy, possibly incorporating democratic elements or revising traditional protocols? Some royal experts suggest that George's upbringing, one that merges royal traditions with a modern childhood experience, may enable him to connect more profoundly with the British public. This connection could position him as a more accessible monarch, similar to how his father and grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, have been perceived. As modernization becomes increasingly inevitable, there is speculation that Prince George's reign could adopt a more radical approach, especially as societal values continue to evolve among younger generations. He may find himself under growing pressure to change or even remodel the monarchy for the 21st century, navigating the delicate balance between honoring tradition and embracing progress. Social attitudes toward the monarchy have gradually shifted, particularly in light of recent scandals involving royal family members, such as Prince Andrew, and the abdication of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. A YouGov poll from 2023 revealed that many Britons, especially younger individuals, now favor an elected head of state over a hereditary monarchy. If these attitudes continue to gain traction, Prince George may find it necessary to take bolder actions to ensure the monarchy's survival. Such actions could include reducing the ceremonial aspects of the monarchy, enhancing governmental oversight, or increasing the monarchy's involvement in pressing global issues like climate change, human rights, and international health. As the world becomes more interconnected, the role of the British monarchy may need to adapt in response to global politics. During Queen Elizabeth II's reign, the monarchy wielded significant soft power through diplomatic engagements and connections with the Commonwealth. However, the Commonwealth itself is evolving, with some nations questioning the necessity of maintaining ties to the British crown. By the time Prince George ascends to the throne, the landscape of global politics may look dramatically different. The United Kingdom's position on the world stage post-Brexit could also shape George's reign, particularly as environmental challenges like climate change become increasingly urgent. He may choose to align his leadership with progressive policies aimed at sustainability. His father, Prince William, has already laid a strong foundation through initiatives like the Earthshot Prize. which focuses on identifying innovative solutions to environmental issues. In navigating these complexities, George will need to balance the traditions of the monarchy with the evolving expectations of a society that increasingly prioritizes transparency, accountability, and proactive engagement with global challenges. His ability to adapt to these changes could be crucial in redefining the monarchy's role in a modern context. Prince George's reign will likely prioritize environmental stewardship, responding to the global urgency surrounding climate change. Public sentiment will undeniably play a crucial role in shaping his future as king. During Queen Elizabeth II's reign, her unwavering dedication to tradition garnered immense respect and affection from the public. However, the monarchy now faces calls for a quicker adaptation to contemporary times. George's future as king will hinge not only on his ability to uphold the dignity of the crown, but also on his skill in connecting with a population that is increasingly questioning the monarchy's relevance. Whether he can find a delicate equilibrium between tradition and innovation, or advocate for more significant reforms, remains to be determined. Nevertheless, his reign is poised to be one of the most closely monitored periods as the monarchy adapts to a rapidly evolving world. The future of the British monarchy largely depends on how adeptly Prince George navigates these challenges. His role as a future king will influence his identity and shape the monarchy's trajectory in this dynamic environment. As public attitudes evolve, George's capacity to balance tradition with modernity will be essential for preserving the monarchy's significance in the coming decades. We can take inspiration from his journey, learning the importance of adapting to our roles while cherishing our individuality. It's a reminder that we can fulfill our duties while maintaining sight of what makes us unique.